You have this stress taken off your shoulders.
Yeah, and have my life back.
What's the first thing you plan to do?
Go hug my son.
Mr. Govan, you haven't smiled all this week, but obviously you have a lot to smile about. Just tell me just about what you're feeling in right now.
Like I said, it's kind of hard to explain the feeling of getting your life back, you know, just from 12 people, you know, so I'm just blessed, and I'm just ready to go see my son.
What was going through your head when you were waiting for the verdict this morning?
Nervousness, you know, of course, it's natural, but I got a team around me that was very confident and supportive, so without them, it wouldn't be no me. I just want to thank again Manny, Robert, Haley, Beth, Handel, Contrell, Leanne, and just everybody that played a part in proving my innocence.
You heard your attorney say if you're black and poor in Memphis, this is what happens. What would be your words of advice?
Leave Memphis.
Do you plan on leaving Memphis, sir?
Of course.
Was there any point throughout the week where you're like, you know what, I'm still nervous, you know, prior to the verdict? Was there any point where it's like, I don't know which way it's going to go?
I've been nervous for 4 years.
How does it feel to be at the end of this 4-year journey that you've been on?
It feels great. I just feel like I've been born again. I get a chance to restart my life and do some positive things.
Do you think that this verdict will change how the court system is working here in Memphis?
As corrupt as this system is, I doubt it.
So we all know by now that Hernandez Govan was found innocent in his involvement with the unalivening young Dolph. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I need a quick 100 likes. Once we pass 100 likes, I need a quick 500 likes. But it still stands true. It's not always what you know, it's what you can prove. For the most part, the DA had a very weak case. When it came down to Hernandez Govan trying to sentence somebody to life in prison, and the only evidence you have is a call log where they really wasn't communicating like that at the time of young Dolph's demise. But to compound that with an uncredible witness is pretty insane. But that's what they will try to do to you when you're going against the state. And the only person you have to defend your life is a public defender. Luckily, Govan had a legitimate lawyer. And for his lawyer to take on this case pro bono shows how open and shut this case truly was.
I'm always on edge because there's cases I thought I would have won easily, and the jurors just get swayed by the publicity and the media. It's been so one-sided, calling him a mastermind. The press has been going crazy because only the DA talks. And that's the problem with our system, is because they make such a good first impression saying everybody's guilty that it's hard to get a fair trial. But thank God we got jurors. They took hundreds of pages of notes, and it didn't take them, what, 2 hours to figure out this was all garbage.
And they virtually echoed everything that he said in closing. And they were very critical that anyone could be locked up that long and didn't have the resources to defend themselves. The jurors said that. They echoed that. And the guy said, I am offended. I'm offended by this. And he said, and he was disappointed in Mulroy. And that's your elected official. That's my elected official because I live here. And you just go and do something. It was.
You called that testimony that with Jesse Browning BS a joke. Why?
Because it was. Half the stuff was just made up within a couple of days of this stuff, and they gave us this mystical receipt that's never been in any of the police reports. The jurors didn't buy it for a second. The lead investigator, Dabney, was incredibly honest when he said these are the mistakes that we made, and then you call up somebody that's willing to do or say anything to clean up the case to get a conviction. You saw how they shaded off the phone records. Where are the text messages? Where's any of that from Justin Johnson to our client saying we're going to do something? I presented hundreds of text messages where he's threatening people, trying to go shoot people with others. Govan was never in on any of it. And the fact that you're still asking me these questions I find offensive because it didn't happen. You would never take anything you heard in that courtroom for any decision you would make in your life that has any significance. You would laugh at me if I said, believe those guys. So let's just keep it real. This is all garbage, and I'm grateful that he's out, and I'm sorry in the world that he had to do 9 months in prison. And I'm just grateful his fiance called me, and we have the resources to help poor people.
You were very passionate in your closing arguments about, about Govan being just a man from Orange Mound up against the system. Kind of talk about where that passion came from.
When I go to 201 and look at the people that are in there, I know a lot of people do wrong, and I understand that, and I don't want violence in the streets because I live, in towns as well. But it's just so wrong. If I can see it, there's no way a jury couldn't see it, and that's why it took, 2 hours to figure that out. I mean, obviously it would have probably been quicker had they not had to go through the evidence and do their job, but the fact that anybody in the press would say, oh, it was this or it was that, it was clearly flagrant, and I wish we'd be reported as this is what your justice is in Memphis. So if you're black and poor, you got a problem.
Memphis.
I'm not here for Memphis, but if this is a microcosm of what's going on, then you should all be worried. And maybe we should be digging into these things and figuring out why so many people are in jail, why we keep them without bond and force them into pleas and things of that nature, and why investigations aren't always there. Thankfully, my office has the resources to help these types of people and can spend the money to do it. I can only imagine how hard it is for the public defenders with their cases or other appointed lawyers that couldn't do this, and how many people shouldn't be in prison.
Oh, back in December, is that the reason? Obviously, you advised your client not to take that plea.
That's always his decision. I don't advise him to do anything. They always say, what would I do? And I'm like, I'm not serving the time, so I have no idea. I can't go through that stress. You can't duplicate that. I mean, I love the man. I believed in him. That's why I took the case, and we fought like hell for it. I'm grateful that the staff stayed with me. I yelled at them a lot this week and put a lot of pressure on them. We worked long nights for the last few months. We filed, I don't know how many, 24 motions, most of which were granted, which never happens, but it was so obvious we were right, and yet still we have a case. The government just can't ever admit that maybe there isn't anything here. They're just prosecute, and then blame the jury if it doesn't go your way.
Shout out to his lawyer because he acknowledged how truly corrupt the law system is. Just imagine if he didn't take on Govan's case and that hammer struck the other way and Brett lost his life with the lack of evidence that they actually had to truly convict Govan. Not saying I believe he innocent, but there's plenty people innocent in jail only because they lack the resources to prove their innocence. But I seen Wack 100 talking to Big C about it, and they elaborated more on why Govan was found not guilty.
One of them didn't say a word.
They straight drop.
They took like 3 years. They gave that.
No, he got life. No, he got life plus like 26 years.
Yeah, one of them didn't say a word. The other one was doing all the talking.
That straight drop, Justin Johnson. So they gave him life plus 26 or 40 years or something on top of it.
Yeah, he ain't do no telling.
So now straight Cornelius, he gonna get a solid life or a solid 70 years or something stupid like that.
Well, Mr. did some telling though.
That's Cornelius. He did the telling because he been locked up the whole time.
Yeah, he must have told to save some family members or something.
Yeah, he told on this thing. He told on Cornelius. He told on straight drop and on. He the state star with him. Yeah, he the state star with me. No,
but who did he tell to save? His family must have been in the twist because he didn't save himself.
No, he said he just to get my lick back at you. You see what I'm saying? So he know he's gonna be gone for life anyway. It's just to get my lick back at you. So I got to get you the best way I can because y'all pay me over. What happened was he just got out that door. He was drying out down there and he realized he got played. Okay, cool. I'm gonna get you back. That's the best way you can get him back.
Well, he ain't getting nobody back but one.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all he got back. But what they did though, they don't know. They opened up another can of worms because now this gonna start back up. I mean by that,
how is it gonna start back up? They can't put the bag, man.
Here you go. Hold on, let me tell you, bro. Listen to me. Don't you remember yesterday or the day before yesterday? They were saying these right here was shooting their paper around. Don't you know they said that?
Yeah, but you gotta remember.
Stop. Hold right there. They put the face, names, and date of birth on the screen. It's all that's the shit over shoot them. It's on. They didn't say.
Oh, you talking about in the street?
Yeah, so Paper Route Woo, he one of the Dolph artists. And in the city as they came up, they played the 911 transcript. They found the car. So Straight Drop was with a couple other Woo. Now Woo know who was shooting at it for sure. So the two that they locked up with Drop, they in trouble.
Yeah, who was that that part that was born tossing?
So be real, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I think they all right because I don't think old boy gonna attempt to do nothing right now.
He ain't gonna do nothing. But all right. Here we go, Wack. Me and you, like, hold on, listen to me, Wayne, listen to me. Me and you and a couple other into with these settings. Just so happened, one day you with your gal, and he started dumping on you. And you like, who the f was them niggas dumping on me? Then all of a sudden, they come out in the court. These were the niggas that was dumping on you, Wack. Don't tell me you ain't gonna get your lick back. Don't you remember when Cornelius said him, they dropped, and another couple, ooh, they stopped it in the middle of the street. Then they chased it, but the man had to go run behind the house. Right. Then they played the 911 transcripts. Right after they played the 911 transcripts, the detectives came, they got the fingerprints off the car, and they said, these are the men that was bet you. And they showed their pictures. Go on the court TV, you see.
They dirty.
Yeah, so they showed the shooters. They never got arrested for it though.
Identified the people that was shoot at young Dolph.
No, them didn't shoot that Dolph artist.
They identified the people that was shoot that young Dolph.
No. They identified that they would shoot that young Dolph artist.
Yeah, they straight dropping. Cornelius had went on a few hits.
Yeah,
it's out some streets.
Yeah.
No, but this is what I'm saying though. This is what I'm saying. It was a couple others that was in the shooting, bro, and they put their pictures and names on the screen. That's what I back up from. Just remember I told you.
I mean, but listen, I think the next that knew that already didn't put that out there.
It's definite now, because now you had speculation. At least you know for sure now.
Well, it ain't speculation because they only put it out there because the same that put it out there is just saying it in court.
The prosecutors put it out there.
No, the prosecutors putting out what the that's already locked up is saying.
No. Okay, listen. When Wooded, he called 911. 911 said, what's your emergency? I'm being shot at by some munitions in a burgundy car. Or whatever. Man, I'm at this address, here, when he shoot at me, or whatever the case is. So they played all that.
But he didn't identify who was shooting at him. He just said it's all alarm.
No, he didn't. The prosecutors did. So the prosecutors,
but the prosecutors, they got that from the snitches.
No, they got it from the fingerprints off the car.
So the prosecutors identified them by prints.
Yes.
But that still ain't IDing them. Just some prints.
See, they don't care. They got arrested. That's what they got arrested for.
Hey, bro. I didn't have prints on the car that something happened. Just because my prints on the car don't mean it's from the shoot.
Bro, they got the prints right off the car because all the prints on the car is them and the owner.
Okay, that's my point. Who's the owner?
The owner is in Mississippi. They stole the car out of Mississippi.
See, that's what happened with me. I was the owner. Of course, my prints is on the car. Right?
So they took it too. They took it the owner.
So it's like, just because the prints is on the car don't make him a shooter, bro.
When they got the statement, they said, bro, y'all was the piece in the shootout, and they got it. And they arrested the shooters. Oh, they got the shooters for the car theft. They arrested him.
They arrested shooters,
not for the shooting. No, they got them for the car.
So I'm on the car ain't enough to arrest the shooters. How the y'all making them the shooters? If the DA couldn't book them, who the is you know they the shooters?
Listen to me, bro. When you get through talking,
Chuck, you understand what I'm saying?
When you get through talking, and what you say, you saw them on shit. And then the people saw them. Hold on, they were identified, bro. That's what I'm telling you. Yeah, but
okay, they identified with the prints on the car. How the police arrested them for the shoot.
They got arrested for shooting at. The guy was getting shot at. He wouldn't say his name or their name.
I'm saying, somebody arrested the bitch they found on the car that was doing the shooting. Yes or no?
Yes, they did.
Or they convicted of the shooting, or they let them go.
They got convicted. They can't prove they were shooting. The police can't. They convicted them of the car.
Still
they convicted them of shooting or stealing the car.
They got convicted of the car.
No,
because they didn't say them was the shooting at me. But they got caught running out the car, and they got pointed out. Oh, them the boys in the car right there.
But so they got convicted of stealing the car, but not the shoot.
Right, because nobody want to say they were shooting.
Okay, but that's my point.
But hold on. Now, let me say this again. What I'm saying. Let me say this again.
You trying to put a case on them the DA couldn't put on them. We can't do that.
Bro, listen to me. I'm telling you how the streets work here, bro.
Man, how the streets work.
Man, okay.
Put a case on it. That's what you do. I'm not saying. I see somebody, bro. Listen to me, bro.
What you remember this conversation, bro? I want you to remember this conversation.
I remember. What I'm telling you is, You putting a case on tomorrow.
I'm not putting a
and all they booked him for is a stolen vehicle. They couldn't book him for the shooting, so we can't book him for the shooting.
Hold on, we ain't gonna book him for no shooting. So all we gonna fall back, bro, and just let time play out.
R.I.P. Young Dolph. When he was alive, I definitely used to slap Brad music. But sometimes you could bring stuff on yourself by what you put into the atmosphere. If your Gotti brother was still alive, he would have been locked up, which makes many people believe Yo Gotti would have went down right along with him. What question do you believe if more people would get indicted on this Young Dolph case? It's probably unlikely because the DA main witness is not credible.
As the state somewhat alluded to in their closing argument yesterday, and somewhat in the way of the proof through one of the law enforcement witnesses, are there additional parties who could be complicit in the conspiracy? I don't know if that's the case. We heard Mr. Mims' name mentioned a lot, but he's now deceased. So obviously nothing can come of that. It just, I think they need to take a step back and probably regroup and see if the investigation needs to go anywhere or if it just rests there. They do have at least two of the individuals, the most complicit, the actual shooters, accepting responsibility in one case and being found guilty in the other case.
Yes. Do you think this makes it more or less likely that they're going to be able to go after, you know, higher up parties? Less likely.
I mean, you would be putting the state's main witness on now for a third or fourth or fifth trial. And every single time that he goes and gets on the stand, the hope as a defense attorney is his testimony changing. And bit by bit, piece by piece, it's just like he becomes a weathered person at that point. I mean, that's a taxing thing to be on the stand, multiple trials for multiple hours at a time, and have to remember and be consistent with everything.
It's a shame we lost Young Dolph so early into his career. Even though he had a lot of years rapping, it seemed like he was just getting his run started. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section, and make sure y'all hit that like button. I need 100 likes. Once you pass 100 likes, 500 likes. Once you pass 500 likes, 1,000 likes. We're up to 30,000 subscribers, so make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Clip Reacts Reloaded. To the next one, another one. Go.